Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we're going to be talking about left-handed golf putting tips. Now I want to apologize for our lack of videos recently. The weather has still been really poor. We just got a huge snowstorm here in East Tennessee that's really shut down a lot of the golf courses. The weather, we just haven't really been able to go outside and play, guys, so I want to apologize for that. Also, don't forget to get on Left Behind Golf Company and check out the new merch. Guys, this stuff is really cool. This is a limited edition Masters golf hat. Guys, I really love this one. It's super cool. It's a great company. Check them out if you love to support lefties. So we did a video like this about a year ago, but we're gonna go back over it after the new recent success we've had with some of our left-handed golf tips series. You guys really enjoyed the left-handed golf tips basics. You guys really enjoyed the left-handed driver tips and even some of the 3-iron, 3-wood tips. So today we're gonna be talking about putting, which is the most important part of the golf game, guys. This is where you're gonna save the most shots and where you're gonna really lower your scores. If you wanna break 80 or break 70 or break 100, whatever it is, you gotta work on this, guys. So today we're gonna go over a few things and hopefully we can help you start putting better in 2025. So like I said, guys, the weather's really poor. So we are inside my garage. We've got the perfect putt practice putting mat here. We're gonna hit a few putts. This is a really nice putting mat, guys, because it has lines down and everything. However, if you are on the putting green, you can always put down alignment sticks and use tees to kind of give yourself some aim points or some lines to line up to. First things first, guys, I always put a line on my ball just for the simple fact of if I can give myself an advantage and know where I'm going to be lining my ball up on the putting green, I'm gonna go ahead and take that advantage. So I would recommend putting a line on your ball. And this is gonna help you at least know where your putter face is gonna be aiming at least a little bit. So guys, also when it comes to putting, one of the most important things is taking the hands out of it and making it just a very simple rotation of your shoulders and your upper body. Really everything else is gonna be very still. So we're gonna talk about a few things before we set down the ball and start hitting some putts that I think are very important to know. First things first, guys, I wanna talk about the grip. It's important to hold the putter very lightly because like I said, our main goal is to take the hands and take the wrists out of the putt. So what that's gonna look like is I'm literally just setting the club down on the ground and letting it just rest in just my fingers, guys. This is really all the pressure I'm giving it. I don't want to grip it too tightly because I think if you do that, it starts manipulating the club face, which you do not want to do. I'm gonna show you what this looks like down by the ball. So one thing I think is really important, guys, when it comes to the setup is that making sure my eyes are over the ball. I want my eyes to be looking down at the ball. I don't want my head to be behind the ball or over top of the ball. I think this really affects my balance and kind of my sight line with visualizing the line and keeping my putter moving on the right path. Another tip I've learned over my time, guys, is to make sure that my wrists are a little bit angled, make sure that I get the shaft a little bit more upright, keep my wrists locked a little bit. I think that's something that really helps me take the wrists and the hand movement out of it and kind of keep my hands dead. Again, it's just a rotation of my upper body, guys. This best putting stroke you can have is to just eliminate every movement minus just like your spine being a hinge. I want my shoulders just to rotate just like this. I don't want any movement. Tempo is very important when it comes to putting, guys. If I'm trying to hit a ball harder, I'm not getting a quicker motion. I want to make sure that my backstroke and my forward stroke are the same pace. Tempo is so important. A lot of times when I find myself putting poorly, kind of pulling putts, pushing putts, missing them, it really comes down to tempo, guys. It's so important to make sure that your backstroke and your follow through are the same pace. Another thing that's important is keeping that putter head moving. You don't want to be stabbing at your putts, guys. You want to keep that putter head moving on the line. After that ball leaves your face, you want to keep your putter head moving on your line that you're trying to get the ball to start on. If you're finishing to the right or finishing to the left, your ball is going to go off that direction, guys. It's so important to keep that putter head moving. Do not get stabby with it. You want to make sure that your stroke, guys, is as straight back and straight through as you can be. Each putter head's different. There's mallets and blades. We can talk about that in a different video, but I think the best strategy is to go straight back, straight through, and hopefully the ball goes straight in. I want you guys to see what this looks like from this angle, where you can see I'm gonna get my eyes over the ball get my stance. I play the ball a little bit more up in my stance. It really is up to you guys, however you want to hit it. I don't like it too far back in my stance because I don't think that promotes a good roll. But every stroke and every putter is probably going to be a little different. I play the ball a little bit further up in my stance, almost like it's far up in my stance like I would play a driver or 3-wood, so it's off my right heel. As you can see, I'm getting my head over the ball, and every time I'm setting up, you can see I'm getting my shaft lean up with this, like a little bit like this. I'm getting my wrists locked like this. I'm keeping my elbows in tight, guys, because I think if my elbows are out, it allows for too much room for error. I like to keep my elbows tucked in. I like to get my shoulder, my wrist locked like this. And you can see my putting stroke is straight back, straight through. There is no movement at all anywhere in my body. My head is perfectly still. My legs, my lower body is perfectly still. All you'll see is just a rotation of my upper body like this. You can see I keep my head down through the stroke and I'm keeping my putter head moving on my line, guys. You'll see my tempo never changes. Even if I have to hit a longer putt, I'm keeping my tempo the same. I'm just making my stroke a little longer and my follow through a little longer. Tempo is so important. Watch this. You see that I keep that nice smooth pace. You do not want to be going fast. You don't want a short stabby follow through. Tempo and keeping that putter head moving are two really important things, I think, when it comes to putting. Now, these little short putts, guys, can be very scary. You're gonna have more of these in your round of golf than any other shot. The most important thing to do is make sure that your ball's lined up properly. Make sure you practice your alignment, practice your club face lined up relative to this line on your ball. It should be perpendicular like this. If my line's pointing out the hole, my club face should be perpendicular. That is a perfectly square club face. Once you practice that and you practice these tips that we talked about to get your club path more straight back and straight through, you're hardly gonna miss these again, guys. Make sure that your upper body is the only thing that moves. Make sure your wrists are locked, your hands aren't involved. Make sure that you have a good tempo on the backstroke and the follow through. And make sure that you keep that putter head moving on your line. Guys, you'll never miss putts again. I want to say thanks so much for watching, guys. If you really enjoyed this kind of content, go ahead and leave us some more comments. Leave us likes, share this with as many people as you can. We're trying to become the biggest and best left-handed golf YouTubers. We recently called out Busta Jack in a live stream that they had for a $1,000 golf match here in Tennessee. We're willing to put it on the line because we think that we can compete with them. Guys, we love their channel. Go check them out. Make sure you leave a comment and say Lefty Golf Group sent you for the match. But anyway, guys, thanks again so much. Make sure you leave us a comment, leave us a like, subscribe. We appreciate you so much. Hopefully we'll be back out on the course soon.